it's one of those things that you have the moment in time to go and think to yourself, oh yeah, well, gosh, Kevin was a really big part of my life and really obviously of my career in taking my singles career to, I would arguably say to that main event level. I felt like I was doing pretty darn well. Transitioning from Sherry to myself, but it was sort of in that Intercontinental Championship area. And then I think as Kevin joined me in that time, we were able to take one another to another level within the WWE. And when when you're in it doing it, it all happens very fast, and you don't really have a time to look back and think about that. So every time they come with these documentaries, it's always fun to be able to take some time and focus and talk about the appreciation you had for that time. You look back on it with clearly fond memories. Yeah. I think everybody would know by now. There certainly were times we brought out the best in one another from in the ring standpoint and taking ourselves to another level. Maybe less so personally. We were kind of troublemakers, but again, to look back on it now, again, obviously very fun. But again, it really is. I mean, I think to both of us, we really can appreciate where it took us in the eyes of the wrestling business as a whole. We both became very big players, so to speak, within the wrestling business. And that aspect of it is sometimes mind-blowing.
I'm sure you have so many great stories. Is there a story that stands out about Kevin or about your time together, or even just about while you guys were at the height of your power?
Well, honestly, the one that always stands out to me really is the beginning, because it just the way it came about. I had seen him, on WCW as Vinny Vegas. I can remember at that time, coming off, believing that Andrew Dice Clay was the funniest guy, and he sort of had an aspect of that in Vinny Vegas, and seeing it, and then of course, quite some time later, talking to Rick Steiner about it, and him mentioning him and wanting to have a bodyguard. So just the way, again, for me now, I look back and certain things were, in the real world, to all you guys call them coincidence. Yeah. Me in my faith world, I sort of look at everything as placed in a certain way to bring me on the path where I eventually went. And Kevin obviously was a huge part of that. So it is, I really think about that beginning one and just being two complete strangers, being thrust together, and how quickly that turned into a lifelong friendship.
That's awesome.
I'm old and soft now, so
right. It doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, well, I am. I'm very sentimental about that stuff now.
Well, as you should. I think as you should be, honestly.